Now, today I'm going to show you how to multiply integers. Right? When we talk about integers, we are dealing with positive or negative whole numbers. Okay? So to show you this, I have prepared a simple analogy here to demonstrate to you how this works. Okay? Now, when we are multiplying integer, all right, a and b can be positive or negative. All right, so let's look what's a first. Now, if this value of a is positive, you are facing right hand side. Okay, you're facing right hand side. If this value of a is negative, you'll be facing the left hand side. Okay. Now, this a over here also represent the length of steps. Okay, like how big are you taking your steps? Okay, that is what I mean by the length of steps. All right, I'll explain more as we go further. Now, you will be multiplying with another integer. If that number is a positive, you will be walking forward towards the direction you are walking to. All right. If b is a negative number, you'll be walking backwards. And b also represent the number of steps. Right? How many steps are you taking? Okay. Now, over here, I have drawn a number line and a stick man over here to represent this analogy here. Now, let's start with a simple example. Okay. Let's start with a simple example of 1 times 3. Okay. Now, let's look what happens here. 1 is a positive number, right? So, based on this, it's a positive number, you are facing the right hand side. Okay, you are facing right hand side over here. Okay, you're facing in this direction. And this also represents the length of the step, which means every time you walk, you will take 1 unit, 1 unit, and 1 unit. Right? You will take 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, depend on how many steps you are taking. Okay. Now I'm multiplying with 3 over here. So what is 3? So since 3 over here is a positive number, I'm walking forward. Since I'm facing in this direction, so my forward will be in this direction. Okay? So, and this also represents the number of steps. So how many steps am I taking? 3 steps. So the length of my step is 1 unit, and I'm taking 3 steps. So which means 1, 2, 3. That is the length of my steps, and I am taking 3 steps. So true enough, 1 times 3, I end up with 3. Okay? So that is how we play with this analogy. Now let me use another example over here. Now, my second question. Alright. If I have 1 times with negative 3, right? What do I get? Okay? Now let's use back the same analogy over here to represent this. Okay. Now again, a over here is a positive number, so which means I am facing to the right. Okay. Once again, I'm facing to the right. Okay. But this time, all right, I am multiplying a negative number. Okay. So multiplying a negative number means I have to walk backwards. Okay, I have to walk backwards. So since I'm facing in this direction, my backwards is this direction, right? Okay, so let's do this. So 1 over here, that is the length of my step. Every time I walk backwards, I'll be walking back 1 unit. Okay, and I'm taking 3 steps back. All right. So every time I walk back, I walk 1 unit and I take 3 steps. So it'll be 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And true enough, this you will get negative 3. Okay? Now I can do similar example over here. Right? Third example. Oops. Okay, third example. If I have negative 1 multiplying with 3, what do I get? So let's use this analogy again. Okay. Now, negative 1 over here, based on this, I am facing to the left right now. All right, I'm facing to the left. Okay. And the length of my step, it's 1 unit. All right. 1 unit again. Oops, let me erase this first. Okay, and the length of my step is 1 unit. And over here is a positive number. Positive number means I am walking forward. Since I am facing the left-hand side, so my forward is this direction, right? And I am moving 3 steps forward. And every step I take is 1 unit, all right? So it will be same, 1, 2, and 3. And true enough, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Okay? And the last example I'm going to show is this one. If I have negative 1 times with negative 3, what do I get? Okay? Same thing, I will use the same analogy over here to explain this. Alright, so negative 1, I am facing the left-hand side, okay? And I am multiplying with negative 3. So since I'm multiplying with a negative number, I will be walking backwards, alright? The length of my step is 1 unit, and the number of steps I'm taking is 3 steps. So I am here right now, okay? I'm facing in this direction, okay? And I'm walking backwards. So when I walk backwards, it will be back to this direction. So every step I take, it's 1 unit long, right? And I'm taking 3 steps. So I will go 1, 2, 3. So true enough, negative 1 times negative 3, your final answer will be 3. Okay? So based on what we have over here, we can write down a summary. Alright? So now, so what we have been doing, we have been multiplying. Alright? That is the operation we are doing. We are multiplying. So if we are multiplying a positive and a positive number, alright? If we are multiplying a positive and a positive number, alright, we will get a positive number. Okay, as you can see here. Another example, another operation here, if we have a positive number, right, multiply with a negative number, okay, I will get a negative number. If I have a negative number multiply with a positive number, I will get a negative number as well. And finally, if I have a negative number multiply with a negative number, I will get a positive number. So this is the summary of what's happening over here, and this is very important in mathematics, okay? And this is the analogy of why is it like that. Now, this doesn't only work for multiplication, it also works the same for division. Alright? So this pattern over here works the same for multiplication and division.